So let's look at the first question. What are the annual purchase, holding, order, and total cost for the current policy? How frequently does the Coop place its order? Let's look into the information that has been given on the first slide, or the problem statement that I read out to you, which is the Coop sells 5,000 units annually. What does that imply? Well, we can assume that these 5,000 units are the annual demand, and it orders in batches of 500 units. So what is this 500? Well, this becomes our Q, and the Coop pays a price of $2 per unit. Well, this becomes our purchase or variable cost. In order to place an order, the Coop pays $100, which means this $100 is our cost of transaction, or the ordering price. What else? Well, we see the holding charge, or the carrying cost, has also been given as 28 cents per dollar of inventory per year. There is also, interestingly, a selling price that the Coop sells for $10 per unit. Well, does this selling price matter or impact in any way the inventory policy? The answer is not. So this is a red herring. This is something that's not relevant. We can ignore it. So this has no impact on the inventory policy. Quick recap. So what's the formula, or how do we calculate the total cost? The total cost is the purchase cost plus the ordering cost plus the holding cost plus the shortage cost. Well, demand has been fairly stable, no variations, and for this problem, let's assume there is no shortage cost. So in the next few slides, let's go ahead and calculate the purchase cost, the ordering cost, and the holding cost. Let's calculate the purchase cost here. What has been given to us is the purchase price per unit item, or C, is $2. So what are the number of units that we are buying in an year? So number of units purchased in an year, this number has been given to us in the problem as 5,000. Pretty straightforward. So 5,000 units, every unit costs $2. So total purchase cost then becomes 5,000 units times $2 per unit, which gives us $10,000. So this is our annual total purchase cost. Let's move on to the ordering cost. So what has been given to us is the cost of transaction, or to place a single order. It costs $100 to place an order. How many orders do we make in an year? How do we calculate that? Well, we know the demand is 5,000. We order in batches of 500. This gives us number of orders as 5,000 divided by 500 as 10. So the total ordering cost then becomes 10 times $100, which is equal to 1,000. Pretty straightforward. Let's try to calculate the holding cost now. So what is the cost of holding excess inventory, or CE? Let's try to do the units first. So we know this is dollars per unit per time, or dollars per unit time as we call it. And how do we get here? We get it by CH, where C is your purchase or variable cost and H is the holding charge. So we know that C has been given to us as $2 per unit, and H has been given to us as $0.28 per inventory per year. So our CE then becomes $0.56 per unit time. Okay, so let's move on, and this CE or CH is the cost of holding excess inventory. How much of this inventory are we holding? So quick recap, if you recall the sawtooth model that we did, the sawtooth graph that we did, and using that we calculated the average inventory on hold. And how much was that? Well, if Q is our order quantity, average inventory on hold becomes Q by 2 units, right? So now that we know that Q has been given to us as 500, we can calculate Q by 2, which is our average inventory on hold. If we know this, can we calculate the total annual holding cost? Yes, should be straightforward. So let's calculate the total annual holding cost, which now becomes CE times inventory on hold, which is, you have your $0.56 units per time times your average inventory, which is 250 units, and this gives us $140 per time being an year. We get our annual holding cost for this item. So now that we have the purchase cost, the ordering cost, and the holding cost, let's calculate the total cost, which again is pretty straightforward. Purchase cost plus ordering cost plus holding cost, and we have these numbers now, which is 10,000 plus ordering cost we calculated as 1,000 plus the holding cost, which just came out to be 140. This gives us $11,140. Okay, so that's the total cost for the year. And the last question that we had was, what is the order frequency? I think we have already calculated this, and let me do it one more time. So we are aware that we make 10 orders in a year, or you want to say 10 orders every 12 months, and essentially this means is 1 order every 1.2 month, and that's our order frequency.